Auzubillahi minash-shaytanir rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Uh, Assalamu alaikum, everybody. In this video, we are going to learn all the basic Arabic grammar in just 5 minutes. This video is just a review of my last video, which was learning all the Arabic grammar in 30 minutes. You should see that one if you really want to learn the Arabic grammar. But in this one, I will describe the basics of the grammar. Okay, and so I have already told you the Arabic language or the script is written in three different layers of meaning. The first layer is the rasam, which is the drawing, or this is where I find the idea that the letters draw the meaning of the words. So rasam is the first layer, and then you have the dot system, the dot and the dots and the hamza, which constitute the second layer known as the ijam, and then you have the tashkil, which is the third layer, which is what the subject of this video is, about the grammar, syntax and orientation. This is shown in the tashkil. The tashkil is actually nothing but the vowel sounds, and the vowel sounds in Arabic are written in two ways, with the fatha, the kasra and dhamma, representing the a, e and u sound, which is the short vowels, and then if it is associated with alif, ya and waw, then it would be the a, e and u sound, which are the long vowels. Now, the words in Arabic, the Divine Arabic language, is divided into only three groups rather than the cumbersome 8 or more groups in other languages. It's called ism, fi'al, and harf. These three only. Many grammar books on Arabic, they describe the ism as noun. Actually, this is incorrect. Ism means noun, pronouns, adjective, and adverbs. Similarly, the fi'al doesn't mean really verb. The fi'al mean actions where it incorporates the subject and object as pronoun, and then the harf doesn't really mean preposition. It means preposition, conjunction, interjection, and another important thing is the particles. Now, the difficulty, of course, is from this, but there are other difficulties as well. For example, in Arabic, the indefinite and definite article is built in the word. For example, the word Cameroon means a satellite. The word a is not written separately. It is written built in like when pronouncing as a noon at the end of the word Cameroon, right? And then al Kamaru, where this noon is dropped, means the definite article, the al, and it means the satellite. So both the d and a is built into the ism. And you see, if you write something like Haza Kamarun Jamilun, which means this is a beautiful moon, the article or the tanween has to be on both the noun and the adjective. That is Kamarun and Jamilun. This would mean this a moon, a beautiful, but actually this is a beautiful moon. Now, this tanween is written in three different ways, denoting the subject, object, and possessive case or after preposition, such as Kamarun would mean, or Al Kamaru would mean the subject, and Kamaran and Al Kamara would mean object, and Kamarin and Al Kamari would mean the possessive case or after prepositions. This is the way the ism is written, and this tanween is very specific for ism only. Verbs do not have. Then you see, like this, these are examples for you to follow here. So haza kamarul jami hazal kamarul jamilun, this moon is beautiful. Ra'aitu kamaral jamila, see, I saw a moon, a beautiful moon, but here both the jamila and the kamara is object, so it is shown with the fatha. All right. Yeah, then the tanween is only for verbs, only for ism, not for the file. And then the tanween is on the last letter of the word. And then the second letter, if it has a sukun, that would mean it is not a verb. It's a ism. Now, there are three different kinds of tanween. The marfoon case, or the subject case, as I've seen, is the double dhamma, and the mansub case is with double fatha, and the majrur case, which is the double kasra. Okay, so Kitabu Hamidin means the book of Hamid, Here the Hamid becomes majrur because it is describing he possesses something. There is the book. Here the al kitab is not written, but it is actually definitive by position. Okay, all isms including adjectives has to have gender, such as masculine and feminine or feminine. So Raita Baitan Jamilan. You notice this how this changes the tanwin changes to the object case, right? And Raitu Sayeratan Jamilatan. Here it is the feminine side, and in the masculine side it has the alif, which is the male marker, and the ta marbuta is a female marker, and so the gender has to be there as well. Uh, so the verb is very big in the Arabic language, and it contains so many information. So as I have already shown you that the sukun on the first letter is the marker for present tense, and there should be a letter which is added before the verb letters. Then that would mean is a present tense marker, or in this case the ta is indicating the second person marker. Takhluku means he you create, and then khalakta means you created in the past tense. The ta is on the last letter, after the last letter, and then the sukun on the third root letter would mean it is a past tense. So you need to learn these six forms for the verbs and the nouns. So remember, the nouns would have the tanwin. So for example, khalkun means creation, and khalik means the creator. The alif here indicating the a person doing something, and makhluk, the mim and waw are the object shape. So this is the creature or on whom the work is done. And then the work wise, the fa'alun, the action wise, it can be yakhluqu means he creates, and khalaka means he created, and ukhluq means he create, right? So this is the imperative tense in addition to the past and present tense in the Arabic. So the usually it is written with this fa'ala, yafalu, if'al. This fa'ala means he did from this root. This is the prototype root, and you learn these six patterns of the doing, the fa'alun, and the fa'ilun is the doer, and maf'ul is the done, or on which the action is done. And the verb contains, as I said, the subject and object. So say khalaqtahu means you created him. So here you see the subject is the you, and who is the him means so it is incorporated. And interestingly, in the present tense, you create him, the ta is before the action, but when the action is over, the ta is after the action, right? So that makes sense that you created him, it would be right. And for so he created you, if you made it opposite, it will be khalakata, and yakhlukuka means he create you. So there are 14 different verb patterns that are necessary to understand in Arabic. At first, it might look complicated to you, but it's not. It's actually very easy. And as you can see, this is recognizable. And in a later video, I'll explain to you more. For now, you can memorize these six patterns of the three patterns of the file and three pattern uh, of the ism, and then these 14 patterns of the verb depending on the sex and the first person, second person, third person, like this. So you can study this, and I will explain in a later video more on this one. And then these 14 patterns are not random. They're actually they are indicated in the creator has indicated them in the creation of our hands, which is used to do something. See, fa'ala means to do something, and inside the hands these are built in. You can study them, and you can actually match these different ways by the number, gender, and the person in these ways. Again, this I will describe in a later video, inshallah. These pronouns can be attached to both the file, and such as kataba means he wrote. It doesn't mean wrote, it means he wrote. And it can be attached to the ism as well, like such as kitabuka, or it can be attached to the harf as well, such as minka. And the harf is to link between the ism and the uh, fa'al. So zahabta ilal madrasati means he went to school. Zahabta ilal madrasati means sorry, you went to this school, right? You. The ta means you. And see here the ila is linking, and this link is shown by the fact that is pronounced ilal madrasati. So ilal madrasati is like almost like a one word, and so this linking is shown that this verb is linked to the going to the school. Okay, there are two types of sentences in Arabic. One is called Jumlatul Fi'liyatun, the other is called Jumlatul Ismiyatun, where the ism is first, and in the Fi'liyatun, Jumlatul Fi'liyatun, the verb is the first. This is to indicate the importance. So if the verb comes first, the action is highlighted, whereas in the Jumlatul Ismiyatun, the some properties of the person or the person itself is highlighted. So like this, and then the verbs can also be linked, but the verbs cannot be linked with preposition, such as say ila or min, an, etc. But they are linked by using special particles such as an. So uridu an azhaba, this would mean uh, I want to go to school, right? To go to school. Here there is two. I want to go to school. In English that would mean almost the same word, right? But in Arabic it's completely different. An means to, but this two is linking this one. This an means like something like that. I want that I go to school. And then the azhaba becomes azhaba, not azhabu. The azhaba, this it becomes mansub. Okay, and it is very important to understand that the preposition in Arabic cannot come before verbs, which you can see in this ayat from Quran. Allahu bima ta'maluna khabirun. Uh, and Allah is acquainted with what you do, right? What you are doing, ta'maluna. So if you like say be ta'maluna khabir would be wrong. So because the preposition cannot come before a verb, so a ma is added. Ma is bima ta'maluna khabirun. Okay. So the present tense in Arabic is can be three types, right? It can be marfun or mansubun or majzumun. Okay, so three different types indicated by the dhamma, the fatha, and the sukun. And the verb cannot be majrur, that is kasra cannot be there, and this is only for the present tense, the moods of present tense. Okay, so an example is la taktubu means you are not writing, and lam taktub means you did not write. The absence of the action is shown by the sukun on the first and the last letter, and lan taktuba means you will not write, right? So these three patterns you need to run. The past tense is unchanged. The past tense is unchanged. It's called mabni, but it's only present tense that have these three forms. So this relationship between the subject, object, and the verb is very important in Arabic. And as you can see, if you say something like the farmer killed the snake, in English, the subject is shown by its position in the sentence. That is, the subject always comes first before the object. I mean, before the verb, right? It has to come before the verb. But in Arabic, it's different. In Arabic, the subject is shown by this marfun case, which is in this case al-fallahu. Say al-fallahu would mean the farmer, but al-fallaha would mean the farmer, but in the object case, which is shown here, the snake killed the farmer, and in that case, al-subanu qatalal fallahu, fallaha, right? Al-subanu qatalal fallaha means the snake killed the farmer, but as-subana qatalal fallahu means the farmer killed the snake. Yeah, so this is very, very important to understand that the in Arabic the subject is always shown by the marfun case, and actually you can change the subject object position in the sentence, doesn't matter, but that would indicate the implication would be that here also one the snake is highlighted, but al fallaha is highlighted in the second sentence, but and the killing is highlighted in the third sentence. So it's like this. So the Arabic is far more superior in terms of the information that it conveys, because the whole of grammar is expressed by the tashkil. Okay, so for more information, please see my book, and inshallah I'll be making more videos in the future. Until then, Allah Hafiz.